Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Libra. If Libra is your solar, lunar, ascendant/rising sign, then this is a message for you. Okay, let's get started. And so this is a bonus reading for Libra. Our card is from the Tarot of the Abyss, and it is the Temperance card, which is obviously perfect for Libra. We're going to be finding that balance, I think. Somebody needs some balance. Somebody. I don't know if it's you or if it's somebody around you. Okay, let's take a look at these tea leaves here. And so if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit the little bell. It'll let you know when the next videos are coming out. It's free to subscribe. Okay. So we have a grouping of 4 people here. 5 people. 1 person here, 1 person here, 1 person here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's another person and somebody up here. Maybe it's just the 4 and then there are people watching because there's this one and this one. So I'm looking at this and I'm thinking I almost feel like there is some kind of disharmony, maybe within a friends group or within the family. Now, everybody looks like peers, contemporaries, on the same level. Everybody is the same height. They're all kind of the same amount of detail in the formations. So I would say that this is kind of people who all look at each other as being equals, okay? As much as we can, right? And so I do think that there's something that's gone on where a bit of an argument has broken out. Okay, or a disagreement or something has gone a little wrong here. Now, I don't think this is the first time. I don't think it'll be the last time. I don't think it's super serious. I hope not. But I do feel like, and I'm kind of looking at this one as being very much related to you. And this one, I think of it almost reminds me of maybe like Osiris. But it is not that you're the old dead god, but that there is a sense of being a little bit reserved. Okay, being reserved, being able to take in all of the information, listening, but also then being the mediator. Okay, going into a role of being actively kind of sorting through the mess of things, trying to kind of, figure out how can we all leave this situation feeling satisfied or at least okay about the thing. And I do think that this is a role that well. I think that you probably even have some kind of mediating thing within your work life. Okay, you maybe are somebody who, I don't know, maybe you're like a counselor or a social worker, a teacher. Maybe you work in the medical field or, I don't know. Maybe you are a mediator, but whatever it is, I do think that there's an aspect of your work where you do have to kind of talk to people and talk to them in a way where you lead them into a place where they can kind of let go of their emotional reactions, their reactivity, and figure out how to get to the core of, what they want and what they're willing to compromise on. Okay. And all the other things that go along with mediating. That's not, it's not as simple as that. But I do think that, with that Temperance card, I do feel like there will be a resolution, but I do also feel like through this kind of work and through these situations, you continue to get closer and closer to this really, I think it's like, it goes beyond your personality. It goes beyond your persona or your existence in this incarnate cycle. I think this is something that is tied to like your very soul, your authentic being, that you are a person who is fairly neutral. You're a neutral being. And that's not to say that you will not move in favor of yourself or you will not, do what you have to do when it comes down to the thing. But I do believe that is your natural state is to kind of seek a place of ease and to bring that same atmosphere to the people who are around you, especially those you care for. And so I do think that people are quite drawn to you. They find you very refreshing. They find you to be a safe person, somebody who is trustworthy. And I do think that this is something that you have a lot of confidence about. I think this is kind of like the main source of your kind of self-worth in a lot of ways. I think that you're proud of the fact that you can go into this mode, and often you live within it just ambiently. Okay. Now, here's the thing is that I think because you are a person who kind of people look to, when things are kind of getting spicy, when people are having troubles, when they're feeling bad, and you are somebody who is caring and open and receiving and inclusive and understanding and all these things, you're also probably somewhat of an empath, right? And I think that you take in a lot of the energies of the people around you, but I also think that you sometimes exhaust your resources, emotional, spiritual resources, trying to be there for other people. Now, I ask you, who is there for you, right? Hopefully you do have a support system. Hopefully you do have people who, meet you in the same energy on the same level. But that might not always be the case. And I can see how that would be difficult. I think that sometimes you walk away from a situation and you've put so much of yourself into trying to help somebody or somebody's else that you're depleted. You're almost in that kind of dissociative fugue state where you're just kind of absolutely checked out. You are spaced out. You are just kind of sitting totally tired and ready to maybe hibernate for a while. Okay. And so I do want to say that you must, and this is mom talking. This is a mom friend talking to you here. You must take care of yourself. Okay. You have to get your rest. You have to do the things that you need to do. Prioritize your well-being. Okay. I'm not saying it has to be super fancy, like, flying off to Switzerland or something and going to the Alps for a rest. But yeah, I think that you have to be able to say no. I don't know. I don't know if you're a good saying no person, but you have to be able to sometimes. And to be able to sometimes turn the phone off, right? Stop taking those calls. Stop looking at the texts. Stop looking at texts. Stop, responding. Let yourself go to bed early sometimes, making sure that you are eating well, whatever that means to you, getting some kind of intentional movement, okay, and doing things that feed your heart, mind, soul, right? Doing things that you can get excited about. Whatever it is that you like to nerd out about. And listen, I love you, Libra. You are definitely, I am a Virgo, so we are next to each other. And I feel like there's so much overlap between the two of us. But a lot of you are kind of nerdy, right? You kind of have really interesting interests and hobbies and things that you just absolutely fall in love with. If anybody's out here like totally into fandom, writing like fan fiction, or as a collector or whatever it is, it's a Libra. It's definitely a Libra. You don't have to tell me, I already know. And so allowing yourself to go into those places that you really enjoy, spending some time there and not feeling guilty about it. Okay. Make sure that you're giving your you time. Okay. All right, so we do have a person who's sitting on top of an elephant, and the trunk is upwards. So this is a sign of prosperity, of happiness, of longevity, and all of the good things, all of the good attributes that we want to see, right? So we do have the person, and I feel like sitting on top of the elephant, I don't know about it. It makes me a little, I don't know. But I do think that as far as symbolism goes, this is a sign of finding some kind of active role in your own happiness. Okay? Figuring out how to get to a place where it feels emotional even thinking. I feel pretty emotional thinking about this, really. But getting to a place where you feel like you are worthy of being happy. Getting to a place where all of the these that you hope for other people. And I think in some ways you kind of like half-heartedly think of, I also deserve these things that I want to see for other people. I'm willing to take less though, and that's as being, kind of, I would call myself the sister of Libra, right? I would hate that for my sibling. We want you to have all the things that you want. I want you to want more for yourself, Oops. Oh, look at this. We have a big old mess. Sorry. Let me give you a kiss on the head there. I'm sorry that you got knocked. And knowing that from your heart of hearts, whatever led to this place of feeling like, like maybe you don't always deserve to be the happy one, or whatever you carry with you, whatever has happened, whatever has transpired, whatever somebody has made you feel about yourself in the past, and maybe that has kind of changed what you think you deserve. which is hard. It's hard to think about that for somebody that's probably very wonderful, you know. But it's amazing. It is amazing to me. And I'm in recovery for almost 10 years and from substance abuse. And also I have CPTSD, so, and among some other things. And I've been in therapy forever. So also kind of in recovery for that, trying, right? Managing. I've met a lot of people and, just so many people who, in any other context, you would think, oh, this is a person who is so successful or so, they're just so loving. They're so, they seem like a really happy and well-rounded and just beautiful person. They're talented. They have just, that's the big thing. People who are very talented, very creative, and then you talk to them you get to know them in these contexts of recovery or mental health care and so on, and you realize that even when people seem like they should have it together, they should understand how amazing they are, how important they are, how much, like the world needs them. Oh my gosh, I'm feeling sad thinking about this. But some people just don't. They don't. And it could be for so many reasons. There's, so many reasons that somebody could feel badly about life or themselves, and in a way that is very serious, and you think like, my goodness, how can we get through to you? And nobody can. You have to figure that out for yourself, and that's the hard part. That's the beauty and the absolute tragedy of it in a way, because some people don't find their way out of that. Some people live like that forever. Some people, their lives are short because of it. And so I look at this and I hope that I hope that I'm wrong about that. I hope that you do know I hope you know that you deserve the world. Anything that anything that you need and in the core of your being, that should be a part of your life, that I hope that you have it, and and I try not to alienate anybody here, but I pray that God allows you to know this more and more day by day, and for me, the word God is kind of a placeholder for some, thing that cannot be named, some, thing that is so big and so complex that it's hard to, there's no way to really to say it, but this is a way that kind of everybody understands, right? The universe, the divine, God, and there's there's a quote by Malcolm X that I love, and I always kind of forget. And this is the thing, I'm not good at remembering exact quotes, but the sentiment of it is, I pray to God or Allah that, the fear is taken from your heart so that you may live each day without fear, so that you may live a life of love, live a life of being in the light, to do the things that you want to do and not live in a place of reactionary, hate or violence because of fear. And, in a small way, it is kind of like that. You know, to have the fear plucked from your heart is the ultimate freedom. So I'm sorry this got so emotional, and it does. I think, you know, so many wonderful people, and sometimes it's like the most wonderful people, and you just, that's right, Auntie. She says, Mom, stop crying. All right, let's see. We have a big dog here. You can see its ears. Yeah. Yes. And so we do have kind of, I see kind of a movement into that place of, if you could think of a dog, you know, just the response to love, you know, to being committed to your companion, your cat, or your, you know, your dog or fish or whatever it is. And I say fish, we got a fish a few weeks ago, and there's one fish in there that that my daughter has named Swimmy. And he has definitely got a personality, and he meets me. I've taken over the feedings. She was interested for about 2 days, and now, of course, Mommy's doing the feeding. So, but he meets me at the front of the tank and waits for me to feed him, and then he dances around and eats, and it's interesting because they learn probably how the sound of you like moving around, they know the difference maybe, because he only comes out for me. He knows I'm the one with the food. So, but there's a joy here, and you can see that in our companions, and our companions are important because they teach us, unconditional love. They also teach us how to kind of advocate for ourselves. You know, if you think of especially a cat, they will come and tell you what they want from you. Like right now, TT is telling me she wants me to hold her. She wants me to love her. She wants to be, you know, warm and protected. And she also wants me to go to bed. She says, okay, now it's time to get this wrapped up and we're going to go get in the blankets, right? And so, you know, these are, when I see the animals, especially like the dog, in this happy kind of state, it makes me think that, you know, we can think all of these things to the bitter end about how do we live a good life? How do we make it work? What can I do? What techniques and what this and what classes and all these things. And all of that stuff is good. We need to have coping mechanisms. But at the same time, and it's not that anything takes the place, because it's good to have a variety of tools. But please don't tear up my chair. Oh my goodness. Sometimes it really is just so, I mean, it's just, it is the first day of spring when you think, okay, I gotta get ready. I'm going to work. It's gonna be cold out there probably. I'm grabbing my coat before I go out the door, and you know, you get your stuff, your hands are full, you open the door, you walk out, and it's sunny. It's like 55 degrees. Oh, it feels like summer is on its way. The birds are already out singing. You can't help but feel like, okay, it's a little, there are some good things in the world, right? There are reasons to smile. Today might really be a good day, right? And whatever that is, that just absolute ability to enjoy something in that very moment, right? Not put any value on it. It doesn't have to be measured. It just is. It just is. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Okay, so we have a spiral. We have a 1. We have a heart. And we have a bridge. So we have a number 1. And on here we also have a 10. I want to just, I'm not going to lift. We have a 10 down here. Okay, and then we have the 1 over here. And, okay, so we have the bridge. The bridge it's coming over those troubled waters. We're crossing over to the next thing here. And we have the heart, and the heart is there. The heart is always intact there. And I think that whatever this thing was, that this little tiff everybody was in, I feel like there will be resolution here. But again, it's about taking care of yourself more than anything. Now, the spiral, though, is interesting because I do feel like in this next phase of things, there's really going to be a turn towards something a little more, I don't know, otherworldly. Kind of a feeling of a new energy coming into your life. And I feel like, obviously you're here, so you're probably at least spiritual adjacent. You might be religious. You might be a practitioner of some kind of magic or the occult or whatever. But I do feel like this is going to be a time of high impression. And honey, can you not put your leg down there? Okay, thank you. I love you. The cat came to clean herself. Right. She likes to just sit here and clean her hindquarters there or whatever. Her undercarriage, I guess I should say. So, anyways, but yes, a new energy coming in. And I think it's just, it feels like, I don't know. It feels like an apparition of some kind, but not necessarily like some ghostly figure. But I do feel like it's kind of, it is an era of some kind of just energy. There's an energy. And it feels hauntingly beautiful. I'm kind of sad. I was reading about St. Agnes yesterday, and I did cry. And really, because I was reading about Alice Liddell, who was the woman who Alice in Wonderland was kind of written about. And I won't go into her her victimization or anything, but it was, and there are pictures of her dressed up as St. Agnes, and I was reading about St. Agnes, and she is the saint of purity, of young women, of survivors of SA, and things like this. And so it was kind of sad to see that this is what she was dressed up as, this saint, this patron saint. But at the same time, I thought this is going to be, my next this is an energy coming into my life. Saint Agnes, she's revealed herself to me because I was very moved by her stories and her relation to Alice, and I see the spiral here, and I thought, okay, you know, there's this sense of going into that subterranean, this place that is kind of uncanny and bizarre and surreal and so on. So I feel like there is an energy moving into your, it doesn't have to be St. Agnes or any, but I'm trying to explain what this might be like. It doesn't have to be that there is a ghost moving into your home or, you know, some kind of intelligence or anything. But I do feel like you might find something that is quite moving, a new topic to study, or, you know, some new book, or yes, a persona that, you know, might become someone of importance. And, you know, if you've watched my readings, you know my set changes, and I have different, a lot of them are goddesses or saints, or, you know, different figures and things, but they all have, you know, deep personal meaning to my own work. And yeah, so I imagine that most people operate in this way, right? We all kind of have our little, our times with these different iconic figures, right? So, TT, let's do the doors. Let's see what's in these doors. What do the doors have to say tonight? Where should I stop? Here. Take a look. Oh, she kissed him. I'm going to stop right here. It says, yes. Yes. Kiss the ground and touch the sky. Your soul is set now to leap and to fly. Yeah. I'm down with that. I like that. All right, Libra, thank you so much for spending this time with me. It's always such an honor to be able to bring these messages to you. And thank you for spending the time with me. If you would be so kind as to like the video, it really does help the channel so much. And if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit that little bell. It'll let you know when the next videos are coming out. It is free to subscribe. I forgot to turn off the water. There you go. And what else? If you'd like to leave a comment, please do. I'd love to hear from you. Right, TT? And thank you for putting up with my little... Sometimes I get so emotional in these readings. I mean, I really do. It just takes me to places. So I appreciate being able to share these things with so many of you. And, you know, I hope that you feel comfortable being able to... share as well if you would like. If you don't, and let me say, I always I'm not a big commenter myself. I'll say nice things on people's channels because I like to you know, I've always had that kind of mom friend energy. I like to cheer people on and you know, make them know that I saw their stuff and I liked it, and you know, I'm proud of what they're doing and it's great. And that kind of thing. But yeah, I don't always like leave big comments about myself. So if you are a person who wants to share something with me, and you don't want to do it in the comments, my email is in the description if you're ever trying to reach out to me. I get a few emails a week at least, and I always appreciate that, and I try to get back as soon as I can. Some of you have been so generous with your stories and things, and honestly, it's quite, I mean, it's quite moving, the amount of people I've been able to connect with, and some of you, I mean, so deeply in the last year, 6 months or whatever. I've made some really good friends. especially my ladies over at the Discord over there. I really enjoy you all, and that's our membership Discord. If you become the whatever member thing, you can go over on the Discord. But some really wonderful people. So anyways, yes, I love you. We will talk in a few days, and good night. Say good night, T. Say good night. She says good night.